guys, welcome to another episode of Think Out Cloud, your cloud-based talk show about cloud computing. I'm Nino.
And I'm Ace.
Right, and today is Data Center Day. No, it's not really Data Center Day because there's no such thing. But today is Data Center Day here, right? So we're going to be talking about IPC Data Center, and which is the flagship facility of IPC, and basically take a look at what's inside, what's there to be seen, and tell you more about how awesome that facility really is.
Right. It's actually located in Parañaque City, and typically it houses a lot of equipment. And just to give the viewers an appreciation of what the data center is, you need to see the video actually. But by the way, do you know what a data center is?
Yes, I do.
Well, I'll still tell you.
Okay, thank you. Please do that.
Well, a data center is a facility that houses computing systems, typically in racks, and it is supported by enterprise-grade equipment, infrastructure, power when it comes to redundant systems, redundant power equipment, redundant uninterruptible power supplies. At the same time, it supports enterprise-grade cooling equipment and fire suppression systems.
So in English, please. What does that mean?
Well, typically, to an enterprise, instead of you having to take on the gargantuan task of maintaining and setting up your own data center, which is not only cost prohibitive, but at the same time, it opens up a lot of difficulties in maintenance and support.
Yep.
IPC data centers offer co-location services wherein you can actually put your server racks, your computing systems, along with connectivity, so you can take advantage of all of these redundant and very highly reliable systems. While nothing replaces an actual data center tour, the video that we're about to show will actually be helpful.
Yeah, it's a sneak peek.
Correct.
It's a sneak peek of what's inside the IPC data center, so that you'll have an idea and want to actually be there and touch it. So
Yes.
from there you'll be able to actually scrutinize all of the facilities in that building. And yeah, it'll be great to have all of you to come over and schedule a tour with us. But for now, what we'll show you is a video, a quick video, which is led by the impressive and
beautiful
and outstanding Rhea Cardenas de La Paz, who's the group product manager at IPC. So yeah, let's see the video.
Thank you, Nino. Thank you, Ace. This is IPC Data Center Parañaque. This is the third and largest data center built by IPC for commercial purposes. We have two other data centers, one in Makati, in RCPC Plaza, and one in Taguig, which is in Bonifacio Technology Center. This facility sits on a 1-hectare property. It has 1,752 square meters of white space across 4 data center modules. It has a capacity of 800 racks, 200 racks per module. There are 7 layers of security done at this facility. The first 2 are done at this gate. So these are personal identification and security check. Our security personnel would have to check their list so that they would know if the guests are registered or not. We're now at the main lobby of the data center. This is where the 3rd and 4th layers of security are. Come in. This is a purpose-built, telco-grade, carrier-neutral, international internet data center facility. It is built in accordance with the National Structure Code of the Philippines, Seismic Zone 4, which means it is designed to resist earthquake and wind load and structurally protected against seismic activity. The building can withstand an intensity 8 earthquake with minimal damage. The 4th layer of security is this big blue door over here. All doors leading to the data center areas are made of steel and monitored 24/7 by CCTV cameras and roving guards. Welcome to the network and telco area. This is our telco room where IPC is paired with major carriers in the country and in the region. And this is our network room where IPC houses its own network equipment. We also have a staging room and a testing room where clients can set up their equipment before bringing them in the data center modules. This is conveniently located beside a loading dock. This is the security room where the entire facility is being monitored 24/7 by over 100 cameras. So you can stand anywhere in this facility without a camera being able to view you. This is the 5th security layer. Only the people with the right RFID pass can enter. Welcome to the UPS area. We have 2 UPS rooms here, and all our UPS units are in 2N configuration, and they have an autonomy time of 15 minutes. We also have 2 battery rooms, 2 high voltage switch gears, and 2 low voltage switch gears. All the power components in this facility are highly redundant. The turnstile is the 6th layer of security. It is a man trap used so that only one person can pass at any given time and is used to ensure traffic for security purposes. Welcome to Module A, our data center module showcase. This data center environment is compliant with international standards for precision HVAC or heating, ventilation, and air conditioning that is set by an organization called ASHRAE or American Society of Heating, Refrigeration, and Air Conditioning Engineers. In an environment like this, we don't use the usual air cons that we normally use at our home or in offices. We have here what we call precision air conditioning units or PACU. The cooling distributed by the PACUs come from a total of 12 chillers located within the facility. We monitor the cooling in this area 24/7 through these temperature monitors in every aisle. You will also notice that every aisle is equipped with a CCTV camera so that we have eyes on all visitors all the time. For fire detection and suppression, we use photoelectric smoke detectors and a VESDA system or very early smoke detection apparatus, and is a standard for data center operations. You will not see any water sprinklers here because we use the FM200 fire suppression system, which emits a gas-based fire suppression agent that's safe for IT equipment. And lastly, we use anti-static raised flooring and overhead cable trays separate for power and data cabling. We have 6 generator sets, each unit having a capacity of 1,500 kVA and is dedicated to essential power. We also have 2 transformers, each connected to dual power feeds. We have 2 fuel tanks. Each fuel tank has a capacity of 22,700 liters per tank. And each fuel tank has redundant power pumps. This is the chiller area. The cooling from the PACUs come from these 12 chillers. Each unit has a capacity of 86 tons. 86 tons of water is about half of an Olympic-sized pool. Welcome to the Network Operations Center or NOC. From this facility, we are able to monitor all network activity across our 3 data centers, here, in Makati, and in Taguig. IPC operates its own network infrastructure, which is fully redundant with capacity on multiple undersea cable networks. Our network is very Asia-centric. We operate a point of presence or POP in Hong Kong, which is connected to our 3 data centers. IPC was actually the first Philippine provider to establish a direct connection to the HKIX or Hong Kong Internet Exchange, and it is from here that we are able to connect to all major international carriers. Our network operations and customer support teams operate 24/7, including holidays. In fact, we have shower areas and sleeping quarters here for our engineers in case some of them need to stay over. The NOC also houses our customer service team who receives all customer inquiries, while our network engineers provide level 1 and level 2 technical support. Thank you for taking a peek inside IPC Data Center with me. To schedule a tour, please visit www.ipc.ph. Until then, this is Rhea Cardenas signing off.
Wow, wow.
Excellent.
Wow, that was excellent work by Rhea Cardenas.
Beautiful.
All right, so yeah, so you just saw, what you just saw was a glimpse, was just a glimpse of IPC data center in Parañaque, and that is, I guess, a taste of what you can experience when you go on a real tour at that facility. So we yes, we definitely want to invite you all to request for a tour by going to ipc.ph, and you'll find there on the main page a button that just says request for a tour, and just fill in the form, and
And,
we'll get right back to you on
yeah,
that schedule.
an account manager will contact you as soon as possible, so you can set up a date and a time where you can visit the data center.
Okay, so I mean, did you have any questions or about like data centers?
Well, what I saw was actually the multiple layers of security that are
Yeah.
in place.
Yeah, there's 7 layers of security there in that facility, and that is, I guess, the standard across the region, and it's actually exceeds the global standard. I guess that data center is patterned after the NTT data center in Hong Kong, which also has 7 layers of security. If you want to know more about how resilient this facility really is, Rhea mentioned in the video that this is seismic zone 4 compliant, which actually means that it can withstand an intensity 8 earthquake with minimal damage. When the big one comes along, then that's actually the best place to be.
Right.
It's actually a fortress,
Right.
that facility.
And to our to company out there, just for you to make sure that your data center is seismic grade, will entail a lot of cost and resources. And through the data center of IPC, by collocating in one of those data centers, you can take advantage of the infrastructure that was in place.
Yeah,
Just to make
it's
sure.
that's the beauty of co-location, because managing your own computer room inside of your office really does not make a lot of sense when you think about it, because there's so much that goes into a single computer room, in terms of power, 24/7
Right.
cooling, monitoring. You need people to monitor
Physical
and
security.
maintain physical security as well.
Redundancy.
Yes, and definitely, nothing is more redundant than actually a real data center. A company like IPC
Right.
has invested in putting up that building so that you don't have to.
Right.
So it's the best place to have your IT infrastructure co-located. It's a five-star hotel for server equipment.
Speaking of five-star hotel, how do you measure the rental? Is it on a per square meter?
It's per rack. It's monthly rental on a per rack basis. So it's plain and simple. It's like renting a unit, a condo unit, right?
So if I'm a company, how do I start? What's the first thing that I need to
Well,
consider?
I mean, first thing you need to consider is, you know, find out what exactly is this that you need, given your own resources internally. If you're running a business that's high on IT and requires servers,
Right.
and network equipment, routers and switches and such, then then you have to consider what it takes to keep those things up and running 24/7.
Right.
If your business is something that has to have the lights on 24/7, then definitely you need to be running on a data center facility.
I guess another burning question related to it is, since the data center is in Parañaque and I'm, let's say, in Manila, how do I connect to it, and would it be fast enough for my needs?
How do you connect to it? I mean, to it in terms of
Accessing it.
accessing it. Well, definitely you need internet connection.
Right.
You need it's much better if you use dedicated connectivity,
Which IPC?
which IPC also provides, of course. So yeah, there's a number of ways to access your systems, and the best way to do it is really to have a physical, like a dedicated connectivity between the data center and your office,
Right.
right? But yeah, you can also, I mean, physically, if you need to go to the data center, I mean, it's highly accessible as well. And
You can visit anytime. You can have unlimited trips.
well, not anytime, because as Rhea mentioned, the visits to the data center need to be announced at least 2 days before.
Scheduled.
Yeah, it has to be scheduled. The personnel at the data center will only allow people who have been pre-registered to visit. So I
Those
mean,
authorized.
yeah, it's a highly secure facility, so they need to be really sure that one, that they know who's coming, and two, they know that I mean, if you're registered, they know that it's really you who actually arrived. So
And I think in the video, it also made mention about cooling. Is it the same as my air conditioner at home?
no, yeah, that's one thing
Right.
that needs to be pointed out. Your cooling in an office or at home, I mean, air conditioners at home are totally different from what we have here at data centers. Um, in this data center in particular, we use chilled water, and the industrial cooling is what it is really. And for us to be able to cool that much computing equipment, it has to be more than your like
Right.
1 or 2 horsepower air conditioner at home.
It's not gonna cut it.
Yes. So yeah, it's totally different. The cooling environment, well, the entire environment inside of a data center is specifically built to maintain computing equipment.
Right.
Like for instance, I mean, you won't find, yeah, Rhea mentioned also that you won't find water sprinklers inside of the data center because, of course, that will harm the equipment.
Right.
What you have is a gas-based fire suppression agent. If in case of a fire and that gets emitted, then there's no harm to the data.
I was actually about to ask you that question
Yeah.
regarding fire suppression. So it's not the regular home-based fire retardant.
No, it's totally different. So it's designed specifically for computing equipment.
How about for power and
Yeah. As Rhea mentioned, everything is doubly redundant. The word redundant is becoming redundant already in this video, but
right.
yeah, we make sure that even during a nationwide blackout, that facility has to keep on running. So the generator sets that are installed and the fuel that is needed by those generator sets. There's a constant supply of that. So we basically, if there's no power in the country,
Right.
that facility will still keep on running.
So if I decide to collocate, what type of equipment can I place there in the racks?
Well, your standard servers, routers, switches, anything that you use to run your office systems, your business systems, any computing equipment.
Right, because let's say I'm a budding startup company and I only rented a 40 square meter office in Makati due to the cost, so I will actually benefit a lot.
Yeah, just rent a rack. Just rent a rack. Put your servers in there, and IPC will take care of everything for you. And all you have to do is really just concentrate on your business, because
Right.
that's what this really is. It allows companies to focus on their core business and not worry about all the nitty-gritty of IT and connectivity and whatnot.
Right, and if I'm an SME and I don't have a lot of IT people to support it, do we also offer remote hands or
Yeah, yes. So that's actually part of the solutions that we provide. Remote hands actually means exactly that. It's your hands accessing
Yeah.
your equipment remotely. So
If you need
IPC then becomes your hands inside of the data center. So all you need to do is really just make a request via email or call, and whatever it is that you need to do, like restarting or rebooting the equipment. Yeah, IPC can do that for you
how
via
about
remote hand services.
how about for applications that I need to put in there or some other licenses?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's this remote hand services extend from ad hoc requirements to actual scopes of work that need to be done on a regular basis. So yeah, it's a case to case basis, and yes, all you have to do is really discuss this with your account manager, and we'll make it happen for you.
Mhm. And when going back to security, Rhea made mention about the cameras.
Uh-huh. What
Uh,
about the cameras?
are they
There are hundreds of CCTV cameras in that facility, and yeah, you can't stand anywhere in that facility
and
without being seen by a camera. So yeah, I mean, so you should always smile.
and be prim and
Yeah,
proper like a
yes,
hero.
yes, make sure.
When you talk about power generation, the UPS also are supporting our infrastructure equipment, right?
Yes, yes, as I mentioned about power earlier, I mean, everything is redundant, and make sure that the equipment and the systems are online all the time.
Mhm.
Because I mean, your business is essentially our business. So when you succeed, we succeed as well. So that's what we do, right? There's one thing I need to mention also about data center tiers. When you're shopping around for a data center, you'll come across what's called data center tiers. There are four tiers, and with four being the highest tier of data centers. And I just need to explain this because I don't believe there are any certified data centers in the country as of today, but all data centers in the country are surely compliant
Right.
to these data center tiers. But there are no tier 4 data centers in the country because that would require two separate power providers, and there is only one power provider in the country today. So that's
Correct.
so that's just quite impossible. But IPC data center is compliant with tier 3 standards, and this is I guess one of the most state-of-the-art facilities that you'll find in the country and in the
Right.
region as well.
Right. And we also would like to mention the fact that when you collocate your server equipment, while you may have existing equipment on your premises, having it collocated will make it resilient against disaster recovery, against again redundancy. So for all of you who already have existing equipment that you may prefer to be on premise, collocating it will make it disaster
Yeah,
proof,
resilient.
resilient when
Yeah.
it comes to the availability of your systems.
Yeah, and being a country that's in the Pacific Ring of Fire
Fire.
doesn't help a lot.
Right.
So it's quite important for us to make sure that you put all the measures in place to ensure that your business is up and running all the
Mhm.
time.
Correct.
And a data center is exactly what you need in times like these, right?
And nowadays, computing equipment.
And it's typhoon season today. I
Mm.
mean now, right? So
Right.
yeah, it's something that you should surely consider. And yes, please let us know what you'd like to if you'd like to know more and go on an actual tour.
Mhm.
Again, visit our website ipc.ph, and you can schedule a tour from there. Just fill out the form that you'll find, and we'll come back to you with a schedule and someone to attend to your needs personally. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, so with that, thank you very much, Ace, and
Thank you.
and thank you very much, Rhea, and we'll see you again on the next episode of Think Out Cloud. Bye bye.